Hey guys, what's up? Weekly coaching video here for you, and I wanted to talk about mobility and specifically what kind of mobility work that you're doing when you're not at the gym. So this is super important. A lot of you have heard me talk about this before, and the other coaches talk about this before, that you have to take care of your body when you're not in the gym. Obviously, it's amazing that you come and see us 2-3 times a week. You're getting your work in, and that's badass. That's what we want. But the bottom line is you have to do some stuff when you're not here. And that's, it's like, oh man, I kind of want to just like do it when I'm here, and that's good, and that is great. But the reality is most of us are in our 30s. We're getting a little bit older. We can't just bounce back like right off the bat like we used to from a workout. So things are sometimes going to be sore, a little bit achy. So you have to take a little bit of homework here. So best thing to do, I'm going to give you a couple simple practices for this. A lot of times we get overwhelmed because we think, I can't spend tons of time doing this. And that's true. I do the same thing. So a couple recommendations just to keep away the nagging pains, right? Like some of you guys are feeling like a little bit of stuff in your knees or your shoulders. And it's ultimately just because, you're working out hard, which is great, and you're doing mobility when you're here, you're staying active, walking a lot when you're not here. But the reality of most of our situations is that we sit a lot. We sit at our desks, me included, or we sit with bad posture on the couch when we're working from home, which of course, me included. We drive a lot, so our bodies are stiff. So we got to do that homework. So again, back to my couple of recommendations. So number one is just get a foam roller or get a lacrosse ball. A lot of you guys have them from us. But just have one at home and just dedicate yourself, set a goal and set a timer in your phone at a certain time. I do it usually, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night after dinner and whatnot. Set your timer and just take 5 minutes of mobility. So you don't have to get overwhelmed with what body parts to do or should I do my whole body. Just whatever feels tight that day or whatever's generally tight. So if you usually have trouble with your hamstrings, do a little bit of rolling on your hamstrings and your lower back. So think about the areas, not necessarily always the area that only hurts, but the areas that around it. So if you have some low back pain, try to do your hips and your upper back as well as your lower back. So the ones kind of above and below. So that's one recommendation. One thing that I have been doing, which I actually love, and I wanted to bring this up, is some guided stretching. So there's a program called ROMWOD. It's ROMWOD. So it's range of motion workout of the day is what it stands for. But it's a guided stretch, and each one's about 20 minutes, and they have a daily routine. So they have a little starter pack or starter routine. So for 5 days you do it, and then every day they have a mobility session of the day that you can follow, 15 to 20 minutes. I've been doing it almost every day, and it's really great because each stretch you literally have to hold it for like 2 or 3 minutes. They're not yoga poses, they're stretches. So there's like the pigeon pose, there's a bunch of hip flexor stretches, shoulders. It's made for people who work out, but not necessarily who may want to do yoga or anything super strenuous. So it's challenging because you're holding the stretches, but it's not a workout. So holding those poses that long and those stretches that long, it stretches not only the muscles, which is great, but the connective tissue, the fascia, all the stuff that wrap around the muscles and connect the muscles. So it's stuff that you may not normally feel on a regular stretch. So I wanted to recommend that as well. If you have a little bit of extra time that you want to dedicate to this, if you really want to get more mobile and get rid of some pains, I suggest that. So ROMWOD, I'll post the link here below this video, but they have a 7-day trial, and then it's $13 a month. So it's definitely worth it if you, again, want to really have something where you just, again, don't have to think. So just like turn it on your iPad or your phone and do it up. Like I said, if not, I would very highly recommend get a foam roller or a ball, lacrosse ball or a softball, and just dedicate 5 minutes a day to where you're tight. And for most of you guys, it's like I said, hips, low back, shoulders, those are the big ones. So bottom line, major point for this video is you got to do something, okay? It would be lovely if we could just say, just do it when you're here, but that's not the case. We have to do some homework. So that's all I have for you guys. Think about it. Like I said, either get some daily movement in, some daily mobility, or subscribe to ROMWOD. It's awesome. It's worth the $13, and I've been feeling great. I've been doing it for just about 2 weeks, and low back feels awesome because I'm doing a lot of stretching on my hips. All right, so that's all I have for you guys this week. Let me know if you sign up and check it out, and obviously I'm not getting like paid for it or anything. I just think it's awesome, so I wanted to share that with you, and also share, let's get that mobility going. Squat challenge. See you guys soon.